Hi, this is Alistair from radiospears.co.cc. Today I'm going to be doing a review on Chinese mobile phones in the pricing range from $18 up to about 28. These were imported from a company based in Shenzhen, China. Company name here is WangDi Electronics, trustworthy company. Unfortunately, the product they sent me generally was not so good. Perhaps their high-end phones will be better, but these low-end phones, here is the report. Right. When they send them, this case here was damaged. There was no instruction manual. The earphone is missing. This particular model is not too bad, does everything you want. It's got a funny little whip aerial that sticks out the top for FM reception instead of having an earphone lead which acts as an FM receiver. Now when I asked about these cases and missing bits and pieces, they said, we thought you would not sell them, you would put them away after you finished looking. So just make sure they know that you're going to resell your samples once you've had a good look at them. This one here, that was the most expensive, about $28 US. Looks okay. It's quad band, highest spec of them all. Unfortunately it doesn't work. The receiver will only operate right next to the cell tower, so that's useless. They said please send it back and we'll fix it up, but that's not what you expect from samples. When you get your samples, they should be the best possible that you will get to promote the product. Sorry guys. Right, here's a bit of good news. This one here, unfortunately this funny little aerial, maybe some of you like it, I don't. Turn it on, the display is brilliant. For a low-cost phone, I think this was $22 US. The menus are a little bit iffy. For example, if you want to select something, it's not always obvious where it will be, but they are functional, and there are some innovative bits to the disorderliness, if you like. There is no T9 texting in any of these phones. I'm not sure if they know such a thing as T9 or predictive texting. Many of you don't use predictive texting, so that won't affect you, but I generally do, so that's an annoying thing. The SMS messages, on some of their phones they do not store the SMS message when it's sent, so it just goes into the ether. Once it's sent, the phone loses it. This may not be so important, usually it doesn't matter. Also, when you order from them, make sure they understand clearly that they have to adhere to your specifications without any deviation. They forget and they put wrong power plugs in, they miss things out, they make excuses. So just put everything down on paper quite clearly, and then if a mistake's made, that's embarrassing and they will lose face. This phone here, it's a very high performance reception wise. It's the best phone I have honestly ever had for pulling a low strength signal out of the air. This phone will get a signal where my Sony Ericsson C510 won't, and it's dual band, and I'd really be happy with this phone apart from the fact that Bluetooth is useless. You can't use Bluetooth on it. But for example, I've got a Bluetooth device here. I can pair the two up. Next minute this phone decides that it's going to look for something else and it drops the connection. When it drops the connection, of course, with the hands-free unit beeps. So basically you're sitting there listening to beeping going on about every 20 or 30 seconds. That's not good enough, and it's consistent with that model because I've got two of these and they're both exactly the same. The company says send them back, we'll fix them up, but sure as eggs they would get them back and say, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. So just to summarise, be absolutely explicit on what you want from the guys. Take care when you look at the product on the net. Sometimes the phone will look a lot better in a picture than what it is in the flesh. Do some bargaining. Make sure you get across the board prices from various companies. Be careful who you buy from. Some companies are not quite so reliable as others. They may or may not send. If you're looking on Alibaba, generally try to go for the companies that have been in business for more than a year. So hopefully this info is of some use to you, and the next review I'm doing will be for phones above $30 up to about 70, and I hope that these ones perform considerably well. I should say I hope these phones are of a better ilk than these other ones here. If that one was sorted out, that would be a beaut, but unfortunately that's the end of that story. So thank you for watching and listening, and I'll catch up with you again sometime. Bye for now.